One of the most important parts of a successful season is communication. Communication that travels both ways. It is a two-way street. Both as a coach, you need to be communicating constantly with your players and your parents about what's going on throughout the season. Your approach, your focuses, your goals, what's working, what's not, mistakes you've made, things you're looking to do during the future, your observations throughout the year. The more you communicate with parents, the more you communicate with your players, the more transparency there is about what is going on. And there's much less of a chance of anything being misconstrued or misunderstood by your actions or words throughout the season. It's critical. All right. Sometimes we feel that we communicate or we don't have to communicate because it's just understood. It's obvious that this is the case or this is what's going on. And normally it's only obvious to the person who feels that way. That communication is key. It has to happen. So from a coach standpoint, one of the biggest things I tell coaches at the start of the year is you have to have a great communication plan. You have to have regular updates, regular ways you're going to communicate with both your parents and your players. And with that communication also comes with kind of understood instructions or processes throughout the year of how communication should happen. It shouldn't be restricted, but it should be controlled and organized. Throughout the year, so everyone understands, the best way to communicate for each other. And the flip side of that is that also parents and players must communicate with a coach. I hear this all the time from players and parents, about I'm not sure if I should say anything to the coach about X, Y, or Z, and I'm nervous what the result will be. And, for me, it's always better to communicate than not communicate. Obviously, it needs to be done respectfully, with an open mind, asking lots of open-ended questions, trying to understand, what's going on, not just a criticism or an attack. Obviously, that's not communicating. But throughout the year, parents and players should constantly be communicating with the coach as well for a lot of reasons, not just when there's an issue, but just updating on their schedule, what else is going on with the family and the player. As a coach, personally, the more information I had about my families and my players, the better I could do my job. The better I understood not just the picture on the soccer field, but the global picture around my team and each individual player and family. Communicate what's going on, good and bad, in personal lives, in other sports, other activities. The more you communicate throughout the season, the better the experience is for everyone. We won't always agree. We won't always see eye to eye. But if you communicate constantly in both directions in a respectful manner, we'll always understand and know what the other person is thinking and doing. And with that, you'll create a great environment for everyone, a very respectful, transparent environment about how the season is going.